Hello Scorpios, this is Victoria and I'm here with your February tarot forecast. As always, we'll be looking at your love life, your career and workspace, and we'll get you guidance from the universe on how to best utilize the energy of the months of February. At the end, we'll pull some messages from a person of interest to yourself, so stick around for that. I will start with a quick oracle message. It's going to be the Enchanted Map Oracle today, so without further ado, let's get started. A quick reminder that this readings are for Sun, Moon, and Rising Scorpio. So if you're checking for Sun sign, make sure to check videos for your other placements as well. And of course, if you're new, welcome to the channel. There's more information in the description box on my content and services. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of the monthly horoscopes, twin flame readings, daily one card pulls, special event readings. Like we have an eclipse coming up in just 10 days from now, so there will definitely be a special reading dedicated to it. So all that said, let's get started. So Scorpio, your message, your oracle message is wide open. And I feel like it's asking you to have an open mind and also have your eyes and your ears open to what is happening around, right? Like, be curious, pay attention to details. Maybe there are some signs that the universe is trying to send you that, you know, you'll need to notice. But definitely look around and notice what is happening. If you're new to this practice and you're immediately triggered when I'm talking about it, try to start by journaling what is happening with you. But don't just like list the events, you know. Go with like what really took you by surprise, or what drew your attention to that specific event or experience. How did it make you feel? That's where you'll start noticing those little details. Being the most honest you can be, and you know, don't be lazy with the writing and the paper, right? It's more about getting it out there rather than I want to keep it concise and straightforward, right? This is like your personal space where you can put down whatever feels right, whatever feels good, whatever feels like it comes up for you. Okay, so for personal space, we're starting with the Hermit card. This is Virgo energy. Then we have Two of Swords. Sorry for the reflection, but these cards are really... is that polished look. We have Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Then for your workspace, you have Eight of Cups. The Hanged Man. This is Sagittarius energy. And Seven of Swords. And finally, the advice from the universe, we have the World. It kind of felt back like that, so I'm gonna take it that way. We have the Magician. The World is Capricorn energy. The Magician, oh my god, the Magician is Gemini energy. I haven't seen the Magician for a while. That's interesting, right? And Six of Swords. Bottom of the day, Three of Pentacles. I like how it's matching, like the bricks on the flower matching the brick on the wall. But for me, this means more than anything else is that there's going to be a sense of community. There will be people who will, it doesn't matter whether it's professionally or personally, but people who you'll feel you're on the same page with, that are immediately going to understand your situation, your relationship, you know, whatever you're going through, and you'll be able to quickly get on the same page and support each other in some way. So don't push that away, and maybe part of being wide open is being open to having those conversations, maybe with people that you don't know very well, and usually it's not, you know, it's not you to share something personal or share some kind of a struggle with someone who you don't know very well. All right, so for personal experience, the Hermit, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. I like the Ten of Cups, especially as a kind of like the third card is more of an outcome. But what I also get with this, because these are very different energies, is that there's definitely someone special in your life who cares about you a lot. Again, could be romantic, could be a friend or family member, but someone who's got your back no matter what. Somebody who you can call at 3 a.m. They're going to be there for you. They're going to help you with whatever they can. But it may not feel like that at the moment, right? So it's important to not to get too much in your head about what's going on right now, right? Like maybe somebody's trying to manipulate you, and for you to forget that you have support in your life, and this strengths, additional strengths if you need it in the moment, right? Maybe you are kind of isolating yourself in a way, or just circumstances work out that way, where you feel like you're alone or there's no right answer. It's like it's a, you're choosing like the lesser evil in a situation, but there's no option that will work best according to you, right? But this is where you may actually need to ask that special someone for help, whether it's your life partner, it's a close friend, somebody who you can talk to without any filters, and they'll be there and they'll help you see it differently, see the bigger picture. And speaking of which, there's a handman in the workspace for you, right? It's a little different area, right? But you're being called to look at things differently, right? Maybe somewhere where you've been telling yourself some stories that you can now see are untrue, or you don't want to live like this anymore, right? Again, the stories could be something like you need to work hard to make it in life, or as long as I'm working for this person, I'll always feel miserable, or something along those lines, right? And now it's time to change that storytell, to walk away from the victim mentality. And I'm not saying it with judgment, but we'll do it once in a while, right? But it's important to notice it and empower yourself with what you can do to change things, right? And sometimes it's also useful to ask someone else for a perspective if you don't see options, to help you brainstorm at least. For me, personally, the sign of a good, trustworthy help is when people are helping me with ideas, not telling me go there and do this, right? More of like, these are all your options, right? So sit with it, feel through it, and then decide what you want to do. Or maybe even if this person gives you their option, what they see is the right way to go. And then you have your option, right? And then at least you can also have now more than one choice of where you're deciding, where your mind is. And don't be afraid to ask a professional for help. It can be, of course, it can be a coach, a mentor, a therapist, but it can also be a professional in that specific area, especially with regards to your business and workspace. It can be some kind of an expert in the field, subject matter expert. And you don't even have to tell them the whole story, but a particular part where you feel like you could use some expertise because you're double guessing. Okay, or second guessing, right? That's the word. I'm like, no, that didn't sound right. Okay, and finally, the advice, we have the World in reverse, the Magician, and the Six of Swords. So as much as maybe you want to put something behind you, or maybe go on a trip to sort of escape from your current reality, the universe is asking you to sit with it and find your peace in where you are, and find your power in where you are, right? Because there's still something here to know, to learn, and to work with, to process. I don't see anything critical here, like it's not a life or death question, right? But it's definitely used in understanding, why you are here, how did you get here, how you feel about this situation, maybe a timeline of events, and see what is the deeper meaning, or start asking questions and like, what am I supposed to learn? Or what do I do next? What is the action, right? You can ask your guides, your higher power, for help too. Remember, most of the time there's some energy at least that is trying to help you, but they need your permission for that, or they need a specific question. All right, last but not least, let's get you some messages from my person of interest. What does Scorpio need to know from their person? What is the message? Wow, the Tower, clarified by Temperance, and Nine of Cups. So there's definitely something big that's changing in your person's life, or maybe has changed them recently. Maybe very obvious, like a big life-changing event, or maybe not so noticeable on the surface, but something that changed them internally, something that they witnessed or they realized, right? It kind of like shook their belief system as is. And now they're trying to adapt and understand, like, what do I actually want to do with it? What does it mean for my life? Right? I don't really see here much connected with you. It could be, the change could be connected with your relationship, but as an outcome, there's something that they need to reconsider and maybe see differently, right? So see there's that synchronicity where you are looking at things differently in your life and they're doing the same. And they need to understand, how do they live in this new reality? What do they actually want to create? Where their loyalties lie and where their values are. It's usually a helpful experience, right? When the status quo is shook up, and you get to see things from a different angle. But it's not a pleasant experience. So just be prepared for that, and maybe offer some support, or at least give them some space for that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and until next time.